Today we're going to take a look at some of my Star Trek Mego collection. What we've got here is the Star Trek USS Enterprise action playset. This thing is awesome. I always wanted this as a kid. I never got it. I had friends that had it as a kid. I came very close to getting one. My dad and I were at a church bazaar / yard sale, whatever it was, white elephant sale. And there was one at a table for sale for, had to be short money. And I was hanging out playing with that thing the whole time we were at that sale. And I asked my dad, can I get this? Can I get this? And I don't know why. He usually never said no. For some reason, he's like, nah, that thing's a piece of junk. So years later, I acquired one. I got this off of Craigslist, in the early days of Craigslist. And it came with most of the figures as well. It came with a Klingon, Spock, Kirk, and I believe Scotty was in there too. But let's take a look at it. So here you've got the original box. Got the Mego symbol. It's not in the best condition, but hey, it's the original box, so I'll take it. Star Trek USS Enterprise action playset. Recommended for children over 3 years old. And they give you the list of, everything that's in there. The giant 24-long command center with captain's chair, console, 2 stools, and 6 view screen scenes. Figures not included. Spin action transporter. Very cool artwork. I mean, any kid looking at that would be like, I gotta have this thing. You've got the figures there, you've got the playset. It's the Enterprise, gives you a list of what we've got there. Let's take a look at some more. Here we've got the top of the box, which has this great artwork. I mean, you've got Bones, McCoy, you've got a cool looking Klingon, you've got Kirk and Spock, and you've got all these awesome psychedelic planets, and the Klingon's got this awesome sword, and this predates Star Wars, so they definitely weren't trying to rip off Star Wars there. They were just giving him some sort of gladiator style, warrior that he was. Same thing, gives you the play set, tells you that it was manufactured in the U.S., and accessories labeled with country of origin, and you've got the Mego sign, etc. Take a look at the other side. Here's the side of the box. Again, you've got that great Star Trek logo, USS Enterprise action playset. These are really from the days when every inch of the box had artwork on it or something to read or something to look at. It just made a kid in a toy store looking at something like this, including myself, just go bananas. Like, I can't wait to see what's inside this. Like, oh, it's got a transporter and 2 stools and a view screen and a console and a captain's chair, and there's an engine room. Just be thrilled to get this home and tear it open and see what was inside. Now, here's the other side of the box, which is pretty much the same with everything on it. But what I really like about finding old toys like this is what I call like the patina on it. There's the price tag. Now, I can't tell what store this would have been from. And somebody wrote, I don't know if that's $5 or $500 on there, or maybe this was sold at a garage sale or something like that, but it's got the price sticker on it. The parents or somebody tried to scrape it off so that they couldn't see the exact price, but it's there. It shows you that this was actually in a store. Somebody purchased it. I can just picture it now up on a shelf, pristine condition, some parent, grabbing it for their kid. And it brings me so much joy to see something like that. And it really gives a history to the piece for me. I mean, some people might be like, I want a pristine box with no markings on it and no creases or wear or tear or anything. But this just says to me, this belonged to somebody. The fact that whoever had it, this kid kept it in a box, he probably kept it as his storage, he stored the thing inside the box. I mean, the box is kind of beat up. There's some tape on it and stuff like that, but it's in really decent condition for its age. And I'm going to show you one more other piece of patina that I really enjoyed. Right here, you've got this little piece of tape and some wrapping paper left on it. I'm assuming this was a Christmas gift to somebody. And it's also over on the other side. I don't know if it showed up earlier. There's a little bit right there. So this was a gift for some kid for Christmas or his birthday or whatever. I'm assuming it's Christmas, but who knows? And that just gives it so much history, and it makes it so much cooler. All right, let's get this thing out of the box and take a look at it. So here's what it looks like from the top to any kid that would have opened the box. You've got, again, that great Star Trek font. There's something about the way those letters are so sleek and cool. And you've got those primary color buttons, red, blue, and green, and all these stars and galaxies. Now this is just made of like vinyl covered cardboard. It's got a little rust stain there. Handle's still pretty strong. Another little rust stain from something there. All right, let me get this thing out of the box and we'll take a look. So here is our full playset here. We've got it nice and open up. It's got these great colors inside, very cartoonish, which is probably because when Mego licensed these Star Trek figures from Paramount, it was because the show was doing really well in syndication, so it was popular there. But they had just started a cartoon show, so Mego based a lot of the stuff off the cartoon show, just like I think they did with Planet of the Apes with the television show. They were sort of betting on that in a way. But here we go. We've got looks like a stray tricorder here that broke. We've got a stool made of great plastic. Got another stool. We've got the captain's chair with the stickers are still on it. Very cool. We've got the command center. Some stickers on there. Random computer things around the room. I've only got one of the viewfinder things. There's supposed to be 6. Only one came with it, so I'll have to hunt the rest down on eBay at some time. They pop up from time to time. Here's the engine room with a map of the Enterprise's engine. That's where Scotty hangs out. And then you've got this great Star Trek logo, whatever that is. This is a cool thing where you can have adventures. You've got the red, green, and this is for the transporter, which kind of gives that like that sound effect, iconic sound effect. What you do is you put the door and back, but you put the figure, he'll either go outside or inside. You can make them come in or come out of the Enterprise. All right, well, an Enterprise ain't an Enterprise without a crew. So let's see who we got first. All right, here's Captain Kirk. Now, out of the Mego figures I had as a kid, I had mainly Planet of the Apes and mainly Star Trek. I picked up the superheroes here and there, but for some reason, Star Trek was on locally in my neck of the woods on TV 56. It used to be on at 6 o'clock every night, I believe, and I just loved it as a kid. But anyhow, I had the figures, and I had Kirk, Spock, McCoy, a couple of the aliens, and I also had Scotty, I believe. But this is not my original Kirk. This is one I picked up later on. But let's take a look at them. The cool thing about the Mego Star Treks is they really did capture the likeness of the actors. You can't really say the case on some of the other stuff that they did, like the Planet of the Apes or some of the superheroes. But this looks like William Shatner. It's a great look for William. Oh, he just knocked him over. Great look. He's got the cool uniform. He's got the emblem. It's still there, the gold. This is a Type 1, I believe. No, this is a Type 2. Sorry. Because it doesn't have the metal rivets. He's got his phaser and his communicator still. And the cool thing I always loved about the Star Trek figures is they have these boots pre-molded. So there's nothing to lose. The boots are there and they're pretty solid. And they actually make the figure, they give the figure more heft and help them stand up better. So Let's put Kirk in his command seat and see who's coming aboard next. Next up, we have Mr. Spock. And he came with a tricorder. Captain doesn't come with a tricorder. He's got his phaser, he's got his belt, and he's got his communicator. Again, the cool boots. This dude is Type 2. Still got his emblem on there, which is missing a lot because they fall off. And again, look at that. He looks just like Leonard Nimoy. He's got that really cool sculpts on these, the way they looked. I really enjoy the Star Trek figures a lot. They bring me a lot of joy to this day. He's got the sideburns, everything. Very cool. And I think there's something too about the primary colors of the uniforms. The red, blue, and yellow. There's just something about it. All right, let's put him back by the command center. And see who we've got coming aboard next. Next up, we've got Dr. McCoy, or Bones. And this guy, he's also a Type 2. He's got the plastic pins. He's got his phaser, he's got his communicator, he's got his tricorder, he's still got his emblem. And again, you can see, he looks just like DeForest Kelley. Really cool looking. Now this guy, unfortunately, is not in great shape because he's missing his leg. So, at some point, you can see here how there's the pre-molded piece, right? How the boot is pre-molded. It's not a hollow plastic boot that a lot of action figures of the time had, G.I. Joe and other Megos. They would always split and fall apart and get lost, and then you've just got these barefoot figures running around. Now, these guys, there was nothing to lose on them other than their equipment. So at some point, I'm going to have to get a pin or something, or check out a YouTube tutorial on how to fix his leg. But, you know, what can I say? I'm a toy collector, not a doctor, damn it. Next up is our engineer, Scotty. And again, he has a resemblance to James Doohan. He's got that cool bright red uniform. He's got his emblem. He's got his phaser, and he's got his communicator, and he's got his kick-ass boots. He's in pretty good shape. He is also, I believe, Type 2. And he goes over here in the engine room. And those were the first, well, there was 5 total that came out. There was Scotty, Kirk, Spock, McCoy, and of course, our next guest. The Klingons. Now, the Klingons are very cool. They do not have the pre-molded boots. They've got boots that you put over their shoes so they can get lost. These guys all have their boots. This guy they have red phasers and red communicators. He's got his phaser. He's missing his communicator. This guy's got his phaser and communicator. And this guy's got his phaser and communicator. You can tell that they reused a lot of pieces from different things. Like the tights are from apes. The tunics are kind of Planet of the Apes, along with the cool brass buttons. The thing I always thought about the Klingon is it looks like Kirk with a goatee, kind of. And he's got that cool Dracula widow's peak. So I have 3 Klingons here because you can never have too many Klingons. They're very awesome. I really dig them. And I never had them as a kid, so I picked these up. You can get a lot of the Trek stuff for reasonable prices, and that's why I sort of grab it wherever I can. I've also got multiple Spocks and Kirks. I don't have any extra McCoys or Scotties. But you know, I pick them up wherever I see them. If they're for reasonable prices, or if I see them on eBay for reasonable prices, I'll grab them. I'm going to have to get a new McCoy probably because he's in tough shape. But let's see now who is going to come up next. We have Uhura. Now, this was kind of forward thinking of Mego to do this. For some reason, they decided they were going to include a female in the line. I guess she just came with the tricorder. She's got removable boots, and she's still in very good shape. Her hair is in good shape. It's not crazy. It looks a little like Nichelle Nichols. She's got these dainty little hands, and she's very cool. She's got brown tights for her legs, but I don't know why they decided to go with Uhura. It fits the crew and it's awesome. I don't know if they thought girls would play with the Star Trek set. I don't think it was a piece that a lot of boys were scrambling to get. They never did a Chekhov and they never did a Sulu, which would have been a more obvious choice if you're marketing it towards boys. But it's very cool to have her, and it's cool to include her as part of the crew. I love her. All right, now we've got to have some aliens.
That's another one for the fire.